TV. Hold for TV.
And we're off.
About a nickel for every time Derek Brendeo said, hold for TV. Wherever you're watching and listening on Sportsnet 360, Sportsnet 590, The Fan, streaming Sportsnet Plus, or downloading Spotify, Apple Podcast, or YouTube, we are glad you were aboard for the Real Kyper and Bourne Show, Mitch Marner edition of our program. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne,
Always our finest
Sammy McKee, Jake the Snake Schultz, Derek Brandeo, and Ethan Jaja Gabor. So, a different vibe today. Like, we've beaten up this Mitch Marner thing, but we're going to do it a little longer because everybody's doing it.
Just squeezing for more juice.
It is a different feel right here as rights holders, a national game,
Yes.
a rare national game for Sportsnet
On a
Friday night.
Very cool.
They acknowledged it right away. Mitch Marner returning to Toronto.
Classic Leafs net.
Here comes Leafs net.
That's okay.
It's Leafs hour right now. People are like, that's right, baby. It's Leafs
Let's
net.
go.
There is a game also
Hockey one.
outside of Mitch Marner's return. The Vegas Golden Knights in town, coming off a loss last night to the Boston Bruins, while the Leafs had a day off. I'm not sure how much of a day off it was for head coach Craig Berube.
What in the world? Are we getting to this right away?
Yeah, please. Because I get the Mitch Marner thing, and we'll get to it. But when your head coach shows up for a morning skate and looks like, I don't know.
Jake, I think we had. Did I send you the screenshot?
Oh.
Look at that.
He was almost the headless coach.
Okay, that to me is like a pretty big story.
Okay, guys, that's a flap of skin that must have folded over his eyes.
But is there a chance he watched me yesterday on our show and said, I'm going to one-up my former Hershey Bear teammate?
No, we have to have the conversation. We have said things at times that are not 100% flattering of the Leafs or of coaches, whatever. It wouldn't shock me if you guys who knew each other, your roommates once upon a time, and Berube said, let's just get together and talk about this. You show up yesterday with 8 stitches in your chin and a fat lip, and his head looks like you hit him with a sledgehammer.
I attained footage of what actually happened. If you could pull it up there, Jake, I actually attained footage of this.
We now go live.
Oh, gosh.
Fighting in the
This
NHL.
is an old Ranger Washington Capital tussle between me and Craig Berube, if you cannot watch. And I am holding on for dear life. At this point, Bill McCreary's my best friend, the official, who told Chief at the time, you came off the bench and you're suspended for 10 games.
Is that right?
And
you see Berube right away going,
and Chief he stopped swinging at me and started to get into a conversation with Bill. And I'm like, Bill, you just saved me, pal.
So that's from that story that you've told before. That's the actual thing, though. That's what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
Politicking with
He said, I watched you come off the bench and go straight for Kypreos. You're suspended 10 games. And Chief's like ready to cock me one. And he's like, 10 games? 10 games? And I'm like, this really doesn't concern me. I'll let you two sort it out
I'll
yourselves.
just be over here. You guys let me know when you're done.
Exactly. So do we have sound of Chief off of that?
But hold on. What has to happen? Like, I guess you drop a dumbbell on your head.
Well, I don't know. We haven't got into the explanation.
Okay. I have it here. It's clip 6 on his appearance today at morning skate.
You okay? Yeah, I'll address it because you're gonna see it tonight. I had an accident in the gym yesterday. The other guy looks way worse. There was 3 of them. No, it was just it's tough, man. Like I had
That's when he takes the hat off.
It was stupid. It was just a bad accident. It's on me, my fault, and I'm fine.
I need more than that.
He didn't. They pushed him further, and he was like, "I'm not going to talk about it."
Half his forehead was split open.
like, I can only imagine the sound and people running into the gym. In wrestling, they do those little cuts of their forehead because that part of your body bleeds forever. And he had his head off.
That would have
He must have 60 stitches.
produced some blood.
Did he
if they're not
Did he-
staples.
Did he run a 100-yard dash in an 80-yard gym?
It's like the gym accident. Did the attendant attack him with a crowbar?
It
Like,
looked like he's changing the weights on the lap machine, and the whole stack fell on his head.
Well, listen, he's
And the black eye to
He's
go
going
with it,
tonight.
His nose must have been.
he's in.
He's
your
in.
generation, boy. You just don't miss them.
But, like-
you just don't miss games.
Are we sure? Can I get him to say the months of the year backwards? Are we sure we want him doling out ice time and making snap decisions? Is everything okay?
That's insane.
Put him in the quiet room.
Okay, I know we're going to get to Marner.
Yeah.
But I'll just kind of parlay this quickly into good on Chief for showing up for a game tonight.
Yeah.
And good on OEL for showing up and playing tonight. Because there were some reports that he was done for a long time. And, you know, he could have easily taken tonight off. He did not. He played all but a minute and a half last game.
Yeah.
But this guy is a warrior, man. I have so much respect for OEL.
We have
Capital P hockey player.
We have a
He
great
plays-
clip. We actually have a great clip on it from Berube. Clip 4, please, Derek, on durability.
You know, first of all, you got to want to play through things, right? Everybody's banged up. Like there's a lot of guys in the league that are banged up, and you know, it's just a mindset and a choice that you play through it. And he's definitely one of those guys. He's been doing it since I've been here coaching him, and the number of things that he goes throughout the years, last year and this year, but he fights through it.
Yeah, there you go. And we saw the game we were at, right?
Yeah.
San Jose, where it looked like he was going to be out for a while when he fell kind of awkwardly on his knee. Comes back the next game and plays.
Now, I'm not thinking of Willie Nylander when I say this, okay? Because Willie Nylander didn't miss much hockey in his first 6 or 7 years.
I don't think he missed any
He
games.
missed any.
Not
So
injury.
I'm not saying this looking at Willie Nylander, but those comments that he made puts tremendous pressure on guys that don't want to do that.
Yep.
And
Good.
I'm not suggesting what is right and wrong here. I'm not suggesting that sometimes you can make bad mistakes too. And we're going to talk about that one in a few minutes regarding Stolarz playing tonight.
Oh, yeah.
But it does, it takes those guys that just don't need to feel 100% and totally put them on the spot. And I'm okay with that, like you.
You know, I really am. I know dealing with Sheldon Keefe and the Leafs medical staff for those couple of years that there was frustration at times because it felt like we'd entered an era where you couldn't talk to the player and be like, okay, well, how bad is it?
Can you go?
Can you go? You just had to be like, well, he says he's not 100%. He can't play. And it's like, can you play at 98? So I don't know. I felt it as a player too. I was someone who did. I played with a lot of stuff, and so I admire that. I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know if
so
it's good or bad.
we're 8 minutes in, and we haven't really talked about Marner at all. Sammy, you've made it well clear on our program that we've beaten this thing up for a very long time. I wouldn't even know where to begin this conversation right now because we've seen others. We saw our very own Elliot Friedman write a bit of a historical piece on him
With some reporting mixed in.
with some, like, what did you get out of that, Sammy? What did you learn new that you didn't know before? Like, where do you want to start this return of Mitch Marner tonight at Scotiabank Arena?
There's a lot of great stuff in that article from Friedge, so good on him. But I think the thing that jumped out the most to me probably, Kip, is him talking about how when the good times were good, he was really upbeat and happy and, you know, just a really positive guy. And when the lows were low, he was really dragging it and feeling it and reading stuff on Twitter and all that stuff. And the thing that jumped out to me about that is his personality, whatever you want to say about it, it just really feels like that type of person maybe isn't a match for Toronto. And that a guy like that, that's going to feel the highs where the godlike stuff, where you're like, we're gods, we're treated like gods. And then on the other side of it, when people are saying mean things, you're going online and reading them.
But that was taken out of context too, right? The God's context.
Well, no, I understand that. But
right?
like he said that.
Yes.
And it's true. When the Leafs are playing well and the Leafs are making deep runs, they're treated like gods.
Yes.
I think a fundamental fracture between the type of person that Mitch Marner is and what this city expects, it's just two very different things. And reading that in that article, that's what was eye-opening to me.
Me to go? You want to go?
Just just to follow on that, yes, there was a sense, though, and I think everybody could buy into that whatever disappointment you had in his 9 years, including 7 of them where you couldn't get out of the first round, he just seemed to take more of it than anyone else, right?
I mean, that's been your. That's
Not
what
yours?
No.
Equal.
I think towards the end it was definitely the worst on him, but I think that's because he wasn't here long term.
Yeah.
Like last year would be the worst on him for sure, but it was with the surrounding the fact that he hadn't signed a long-term contract.
We definitely don't agree with that. I think when it came to like a whipping boy for the core four, he took the majority of the brunt out of it.
Okay.
I thought the line. So I said this to you earlier that I feel like we're all sort of trying to get to like a cohesive story where we all kind of agree on the back part of it. And I don't just mean our show. I mean Leafs Nation in general. I thought Elliott's piece yesterday was one of the definitive explanations of the history. I thought Jonas Siegel did a really good one. And, the one thing that stood out to me from Elliott's was there's a line in there where he talks about some of the petty grievances that they just couldn't he couldn't let go of. Yeah. But what he says is that it's not so much Mitch that couldn't let go of them. And that stood out to me where it's like maybe some of the advice, the people around him.
Okay, and I read Elliott's piece and it terrific as well. But what is petty to Elliott and what is petty to an NHL player living in it? Night and day. Mm-hmm. So you tell me what was petty over the years, and I'll tell you if it warrants that type of. But
I actually think that this sort of speaks to the way it worked, where it's like, I didn't really get the vibe from the person, Mitch, that it bothered him that much, but there does seem to be this insulation around him that it really bothered. The whole ecosystem of people that worked with him, helped him, supported him, or, part of the team that were very bothered by treating him differently than Austin Matthews, where I think the general public viewed Matthews as first overall pick.
Yeah, Matthews didn't take it like he did. And Matthews had 60 goals, and I know Mitch still had 102 points, but it didn't. 102 points doesn't insulate you like a 69-goal season.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I think, these things have been well rehashed by us and all that. But
so, I mean, where's the pettiness for you?
I just think that a guy that's going to make over $100 million having
the money
stuff come up.
So the money should take care of all of that, right?
Totally.
That's the Mad Men comment that's what the money's for.
Well, I mean, the penalty for him not being on the Leafs when he was 18 years old was going to play with his friends on the best junior team in the history of Canada and winning the Memorial Cup and getting to play in the World Junior. It's not like he was sent to Guantanamo here. Like he got
the fact that the word bonuses comes up still blows my mind.
He's going to make $120 million.
But you don't know that, Sam. You don't know that. No, you do not know that.
That he's going to make $120 million?
You don't know that. The guy could get hurt tomorrow. He could be out. But it could change. Your life could change tomorrow.
But through the lenses of now, Kyper, where he said that it still comes up. Of course, now it's crazy.
Of course you can sit there and say it. But back then it was a big deal.
Sure.
The bonuses were a big deal. It was $1.5 million, the difference between bonuses and not bonuses. Don't say it's petty, and don't say, you're going to make $120 million anyways.
But to have this still be a conversation right now is exactly what we're talking about.
But this is it. It's just so much more to that. And just let me give you a little bit of history on the bonuses.
Okay.
They came in and they looked the kid in the eye and say, we're not doing bonuses. Mm-hmm. We're not doing bonuses. Mm-hmm. So you're not getting them. Mm-hmm. And you're like, well, okay. But by the way, every top 5 pick the last 10 years got these B bonuses. Everybody, okay, with the exception of maybe one. Mm-hmm. Everybody got them. But we're going with no bonuses. All right, okay, well, there's nowhere for me to go. Matthews comes up, and they look at Matthews and go, no B bonuses. And you know what Matthews says? No Austin Matthews. And they're like, what do you mean no Austin Matthews? You're giving me B bonuses or I'm not coming. And if you look back at the history, the only first pick overall that isn't signed within days of being drafted, Austin Matthews.
Yeah, he's the
Do
number
you
one
remember-
overall pick.
Do you remember how long
But
it
see-
took?
but see-
Do you remember how long it took for him to sign?
It's insane.
Do you remember how long it took him to sign?
Yes.
No, of course I don't.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, of course.
A long time.
Well, yeah.
Because they caved.
But the fact that they look at Austin as the number one overall pick and think they're the same.
No. No, it's not. It's not the same.
You're
it's
not
like,
the same.
Then why wouldn't you say that to him right off the bat?
Okay, we're not doing
When-
bonuses unless we get a number one overall.
No.
Like,
Yeah. Well, like better than lying. Better than saying nobody gets them and then you cave.
it's just like how many people ago was
I'm
this
just-
at that point?
I'm just saying though, like you guys think it's petty.
Yeah.
But it's not for the player. It's not. It's like, well, you told me one thing and then you changed your mind and went
but
the
Kip,
other way.
Then it's like then go away. Ask to be traded if you're so mad about it that you don't. Then just don't be a part of the organization.
100%.
You know?
Did they do that?
No, I'm saying for him, if it's so you can't move on, and if you can move on, then move on.
I'm just
Either forgive and forget or go.
I'm just
you don't
saying-
get to stay and hold
listen.
grudge.
You could have gone any way you wanted with that, and I agree with everything you're saying. But when you start relationships by go to your boss and you go and say, well, if you're treating Elliot and everybody else the same way, I'm fine with that. But tell me that you're treating Elliot or me or Sammy one way, and then you find out that
I'm the worst
it's
guy
not.
to go to with this because I
Right?
accept that I'm going to be treated differently than Elliot Friedman.
Or, yeah.
But are you told that differently?
I don't know. I've never needed to be told it explicitly because I can do the math. I don't know.
I'm just saying that once you start with this stuff and it snowballs over the course of a long time, then you know what?
Then the Leafs should have threatened. They should have gotten rid of him when he threatened to go
Buddy,
to Switzerland over an RFA.
They should
have got rid of him then.
Hey,
Like,
we're going to sit here and
it's-
talk about
well,
what
no,
they
it's
should have
just-
done a million
but
times.
it's not just one side. Like, it's just been, there's petty stuff from both sides. Like, all the reports, as soon as he's going to sign his free agent contract, we're going to Switzerland because we're not going to be met. We're going to Switzerland. That happened. So, like,
I remember that.
his just as petty.
I'm not.
Did two wrongs make a right?
We can sit here over 10 years and pick 1,000 things of Elliot's comments where Mitch should have rised up or the Leafs should have rised up,
Yeah.
right? And it's like you said no bonuses, and then you turn around and you treat people differently, and you look like there's a lack of credibility in that too
I just
on their part.
I think for the first year, sure, you can be upset about that. But like when everybody's made hundreds of millions of dollars and still be talking about it is
Buddy,
insane.
you're looking in the rear view mirror. You're
Yes,
not talking.
I am.
You're not talking about then.
I know.
Looking
I just
forward.
I just said now that
it means nothing to me. You telling me now.
well, no, but at the time I understand him being upset.
But once he signs the $66 million RFA deal, you think he would move on and it wouldn't come up anymore. I don't know.
Correct. That's exactly what I feel. That's right.
Okay, but again, you want to say, okay, well, we gave you $66 million, but it's there's parts of that again weighed into getting there. Like it's just not, hey, you got $66 million, end of story.
Mm-hmm.
It's like for some people, it's how you got there too, and those negotiations were. The Leafs wanted him to sign 6 times 8 years, right? He counters and says, I'll give you 8 times 8 years. And they're like, no, you're not an $8 million player. Okay. And he says,
that was his year before
Yes.
he played with Tavares. And
yes.
And at that
So
point,
they
he probably
wanted,
wasn't.
they
an $8
wanted
million
him around 6.5. I think Willie at the time was maybe 5'9". They'll go 6.5. He offers 8 times 8. Which, by the way, would have been his last year at 8 this year. But they say, no, you're not an $8 million player. And then he says, well, we're not signing, and we'll just wait for Austin. And they're like, well, we're only going to give him 10. We're going to give him Jack Eichel. Okay? And then Austin goes to, I don't know, 11.5. And then he scores 90, 100 points. And they go from now the 6s and the 8s to 10.9. But it's great he got 10.9. But what's not great is the process that you had to go through it. And all of this just
But is he, the only guy that's ever gone through nasty contract negotiations?
And also, by the way, an hour after Marner signed that, Rantanen inside for 9, and everyone went,
and
awesome.
Braden Point, and all these guys. All of them after.
He made his money over back.
I'm just saying that, like, when you look over why he left, there was right from the get-go, right from Babcock wanting a defenseman to the point where he made his decision to leave. There's accumulation of one thing after another. This wasn't an overnight decision.
Yeah,
right?
Of course. I mean,
and
none
what
of us
you
are
thought
saying
was petty, others think not.
But
him. Yeah. Others, him.
No, players. Just players, Sam. Just NHL players.
Okay. I mean, that's...
Okay? That's all.
Okay.
It always had a feel, didn't it? Like, it always had this sort of... this tension, this,
Yes.
Him feeling like he's not getting enough money, respect, time, power, love, whatever. The Leafs feeling like he's asking for too much, being greedy, pulling... There was just...
It was all very public.
Yeah, and it just, it always felt bad. He had tension with the media. He wasn't there in big games. The relationship was always...
Maybe in a short period of time, maybe 10 years, 20 years from now, nobody's going to remember B bonuses. Nobody's going to remember, whatever the case is, insulting contract offers. Yeah. They're just going to remember what could have been. Mm-hmm. What could have been, right?
Yeah.
How great he could have been. What could the numbers have been if Austin and Mitch stayed together for 15 years? Like that's going to be the one what if
totally
above anything else.
Because, we're going to sit here and, you've seen people run the boards of his career numbers with the Leafs. I think the 6th most points in Leafs history and 2nd most assists. Like, he's got all these great numbers. And I was thinking, he's got this video tribute tonight. Like, what's the biggest goal he scored here? What are they going to show over that time? And I struggle, even assist. What's the biggest assist?
Game 6, Matthews.
Was made it 1-1.
To make it 1-0. 2-1. I can't remember what the score was.
Right. Like, that's around 2 assists is what we got, so it's, he was electric. He helped them reach heights in the regular season we've never seen. People should appreciate what a talent he was and how much, he made games easier to win for them. Mm-hmm. But you're right. In the end, we're going to go, what could have been?
We got some sound from guys talking about Mitch.
What do you want?
What do you got? You got John Tavares?
Do you want to hear what Marner said? Like what kind of...
So let's be clear. He played last night. There was no availability. He made himself available this morning at the hotel, correct?
I don't know where it was.
At his team hotel, and he spoke briefly. So we have some clips off of that?
Yeah. We could do the kind of reception he's expecting. So.
Not sure. I'll see as soon as warm-up starts. But, just excited to go back there. That building's meant a lot to me, so excited to be going back to it and playing it.
So that is the overwhelming tone of all of these clips.
Everybody's downplaying it. Nobody's like, it's not, we're not getting the Jonathan Toews feel going back to Chicago.
Well, but also not the Tavares one.
Can I ask though, why, you can be yourself, man. You're not in Toronto anymore. You're free. You've gotten away from this. You're now in a place where there's one reporter. You don't have to go and look Luke Fox in the face every day.
Done. He's guarded, Sam.
Yeah,
he's guarded.
You won, man. You got out of here. You got your big contract. You're playing the Western Conference.
But he would have got a big contract here.
But say,
stop with the money.
Stop with the money.
Yeah.
We're just yelling about B bonuses for 20 minutes, buddy. Stop with the money.
Told you. That was back then when he was starting his career, and you think you're a broken neck away from it all being gone, Sam. Okay?
You know what's going to happen. Just cut the crap. You're going to get booed. Just say, you know what? I'm probably going to get booed. But I love my time here.
Why would you say that,
because
Sam? That's a dumb thing to say.
It's not dumb. Just show a touch of personality that, you have anything
He's
in
not
there.
giving you a thing.
It's
right?
crazy. You won. You got free.
The feeling is he won't talk on the telecast tonight. We won't see an interview from him. He's just shut it all down.
No warm-up interview. No intermission interview.
No.
It just seems so insincere. And that's how it's felt the entire time.
He's not the only one. Everybody's like, shut it down. Like Tavares, right? Did he speak of it? And how can we have that clip? Let's get John Tavares' comments.
Yeah, John Tavares clip. I don't know, one.
I'm sure it'll be a lot of different feelings. You spend a large portion of your life, your career. A lot of people make an impact on it, and I know for me, I still am, always will be very grateful for that. I think there will be a lot of appreciation from him, but obviously, you put the gear on, you got to go out there and play. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of things that he's feeling, but at the end of the day, both sides, once the puck drops, you're trying to get in the flow of the game and compete and go out there and earn 2 points.
But that's saying nothing. That's avoiding completely Mitch Marner. That's just drop the puck.
Obviously,
that's
it's a tremendous honor to play.
You wanted avoidance. That was avoidance.
Yeah.
That's not talking about a guy that historically was one of the greatest Leafs.
Listen, all I'll say is I don't.
There's nothing to see here.
I don't think
they're all doing it.
You don't go to John Tavares for interesting sound bites, and you
know
I
want
to know what you're getting at. Do you think?
No, he's saying that Mitch is like, give me more. Nobody's giving anybody anything.
Yeah,
but that's the problem.
Nobody.
It just seems like it's never mattered to him.
The captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs didn't even make himself available.
Yeah, and I disagree with that decision big time.
The face and the spokesperson, who's a big part of this, wouldn't even talk about it.
I guess your theory was right. It worked. No more Marner questions for the Masters.
But he can't go back and talk about it. You look like an idiot. So I don't blame him for staying with his word.
It's so funny because I think he should have hung out there today and talked.
Of course he should have.
Totally agree.
But he should have done it on TV with Mark Masters. That's when he should have done it. He should have taken the high road and then just tag along, play along. Yeah. But to say nothing for the guy who was most responsible,
he did say all this stuff prior.
Say it again. Say it again.
Yeah,
and say it again. And there's no start and finish.
No, and I'm fine with that. I think he should have been out there saying it again. But all the things you wanted him to say, he said. He just didn't say it 9 seconds before the hockey game, and that for some reason
I'd
really
rather him
set
say
you
that
off.
in a scrum, but you're not to an audience that's watching live. That's a different beast.
How do you have that so bass-ackwards? You'd rather him say, I don't want any Mitch questions in the question scrum?
I'd rather him say it to a few people that are meaningless in that scrum than national television.
You're speaking to Sportsnet the same way.
No, I don't. Treat Sportsnet special. TSN's a partner. Treat them better. Treat Sportsnet better. Treat the NHL.com better, and then tell the stupid blogger who doesn't give a crap, I'm not answering your question.
So you have this exact sentiment for Mitch then tonight?
Well, you can't please everybody, but pick your spots.
Well, Austin can't please everyone. Mitch could sure pick his spot to appease the partners and all the other things.
Listen,
he did it back at
Mitch
with Colby.
Should go on TV. Right. I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I think he should go on TV tonight. Yeah. But he's a grown man. He makes his own decision.
I just think it's super easy for Austin to come out today and say, I already answered this. Yeah, we had a great time. He's a good dude. We stay in touch sometimes. Anything new? Like, I think it's easy. You make the reporters look silly by coming out and answering again.
But I agree. It's better than unavailable.
I agree.
Come on.
Yeah.
They're not close. Play the cold card. Joel Wall was the best.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah, because he shamed the fans? That's why he's the best?
Well, he was the most open, Sam.
Well, it wasn't the best.
He said how he honestly felt. It wasn't guarded. Did you have that?
Well, see, I view that as totally different. I viewed that as the safe.
We have that, Derek? I think we got that.
Listen to Joe Wall.
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah, I mean, right. You said he's been here about a decade and he's been a special player for this team for a long time, and he's been a big presence in the community as well, not just with hockey. So I would hope it's a warm welcome. I know he has nothing but good memories here, and I think the fans have experienced a lot of good memories with him as well. So he's a great guy. It's unfortunate he's not with our group anymore, but yeah, I mean, I think hockey is a place of respect, and I hope that the fans pay him respect. And I can't speak for everyone. I don't know how everyone feels, but just with playing with him, I know he's been an unbelievable guy, and it's going to be emotional for him.
An adult.
You like those comments?
An adult. Okay, unguarded.
No,
told you how he honestly felt.
Why does that feel honest to you? That sounds out of touch to me when he says Mitch has nothing but great memories here. Not true. Fans have only great memories. Not true. Like, it sounds like someone who's saying all the nice things because he wants everyone to be kind to one another, and I do too. That's nice. Everyone play nice. That's great. But I don't think that's an honest assessment.
Yeah.
Why is it a referendum on booing when we want to do it? Like, why? Like, everybody's like, oh, you shouldn't boo. You shouldn't boo. Why can't we boo? It's sports.
Nobody's saying you can't boo.
Oh, my God.
Who's saying you can't boo?
There's the boo referendum right now.
I've said you can't boo.
There's the referendum on booing.
Who said you can't boo?
I mean, I've seen the boo. Should we boo tomorrow polls? Will he get booed? Is he going to get booed? Booed. He's going to get booed. We're allowed to boo. We're sports fans. He left. Boo.
Nobody is arguing that. Nobody.
I would argue that there are people arguing that.
They're just putting it out there because they're doing whatever they can to get your eyeball on it.
But you're expecting a loud boo.
Oh, he's going to get hammered.
I don't, the reason I think it may not be too terrible is tickets are very expensive. And I think you got the business crowd on Bay Street Friday after work who's like, ooh, I get to be a part of the spectacle. Not the passionate fan who really wants to lean in and let them know how they feel. We should go to break.
Stollers is playing tonight, boys.
Holy smokes.
How do we feel about that?
Feel like we should go to break.
No, let's talk about it.
Okay, well, here's how I feel about it. What's happening? What do you mean he's playing tonight? He had one practice with the Marlies?
I had him with the Marlies for a week.
I texted the Leafs. They said he had one practice with the Marlies, and now he's
good to go.
So
good to go.
Here's my
NHL game, Vegas.
Which I know nothing about this.
Showcase?
No.
Okay.
Just shorter. Just as for tonight.
Okay.
He said, I ain't playing I'm not playing for the Marlies.
No, I agree. He said that.
I'm not. No, don't need it. I'm ready. Put me in. That's what I think happened.
He said, I paid my dues in the American Hockey League.
Can I say that I absolutely love that?
Yeah.
That he's just like, I'm not doing that. I'm ready. Put me in.
Until he lets in 3 on 6 shots.
Yeah, I mean, won't be worse than Jari last night at least.
I think
there's a real chance.
I think
this is
this is a calculated risk, and he is talented enough where he may pull it off.
Is he in shape?
I don't know. What kind of shape can you be in 2.5 months?
Really, really bad. I can tell you from experience.
Like, what's the puck going to feel like when it bounces off your chest? Right? Like a rubber ball?
I don't know.
So all these questions, but he is talented enough where he may pull this off. But I just don't like the percentages on this after being off for so long.
There's a chance people are going, how could you do that to the Leafs and their fans? Mitch's return game. Like, you put this guy in there and he gets lit up and you're chasing the game.
This is go big or go home on this decision.
So,
no kidding.
Do you both think he should have played multiple games for the Marlies before this?
He should have been in a hockey game before this.
I'd like one.
One would have been good. This is an Anthony Santander swing, better.
Putting him on the ALDS roster and hoping for the best?
Does this not tell us that they're still not comfortable with Hildeby?
Yeah, it kind of does.
Like,
whoa.
Does.
Hey,
and I think I feel a lot better about Hildeby than I did a month ago.
Yeah.
Not just for the sake of it. I disagree with that. Like,
no?
I mean, he hasn't played since Remembrance Day, boys. It's almost February. Like, he's been practicing. He's been on the ice for 2 weeks here now. You're getting paid good. Like, it's time to do the hockey. Like, yeah, sure, it's a risk, but putting Hildeby's in a risk, putting Walls in a risk. I don't know.
No skates with the Leafs, Sam. Nothing with the team. Like, just
he's
back. He's at the Marlies.
He came in as your starting goalie, and he says he wants to play. He feels ready to play. Everything's a risk to me. I don't hate it. He may get lit up, and this looks stupid, but
you know what? You make a great point.
It's been November.
I don't hate it. I just
It's a big
feel
risk.
like it is risky. That's all.
You're right, though, about
And-
the point that, like, they're at the point they got to take some
And
swings
it
here.
is a slight, it's showing your cards a little bit on how desperate you are tonight.
100%.
We need a guy to come in and be hot. One thing we didn't talk about, how do you expect Marner to play tonight? What do you think he's going to give?
I don't think he's going to want out the puck on his stick a lot. Just like it was in Vegas.
Yeah.
Kind of hot potato.
No, I think he'll be fine.
Yeah. I think he gets 5 points or 0.
It'll be a similar look, I think. Like, he's pretty consistent, guys. Like the numbers, I know the production probably is down and there's certain categories down, but he still likes the puck in the middle of the ice. He can still gain the zone. He can still.
But he's a
He's not.
star.
He's not folding tonight because of it.
Yeah, I think, I mean, I don't want to quote the article too much, but reading some of the stuff in the article, feels like him getting booed mercilessly in his hometown might get to him. That's what from the stuff that I read in there.
I think getting booed in Vegas by Leaf fans was a nice, like, warm up.
Totally. I actually think this is the best case for him that he's like, okay.
He's
you
expecting
don't think he
the worst.
expected it coming in before that?
In
I
Vegas, no.
wasn't.
No, but like,
Not to that degree.
Sam did, though.
but pre-Vegas, like, you don't think he expected to be coming here and getting booed?
Listen,
He might be
there's always some
insulated
hope.
enough.
There's always some hope that it's a little less than you think. But I don't know how he could feel that way coming off of being in your home city and getting booed.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be well prepared for it.
All right. Got some Leaf Line callers.
All right.
That's
Is that
it.
it? Is that it? Are we
Is
done?
that the year's worth?
Well,
Are we done?
I mean, when
Everything's
Vegas
put to
goes on
bed.
a Stanley Cup run and Marner's the Conn Smythe,
Listen,
it'll probably come
I
back
got
up
news
again.
for
But
you. I got news for you.
Yeah.
Vegas has got a ton of issues right now.
can't get a save.
Okay. And
Is there any past that one?
Even with Marner and who he plays with, they don't look like a great line. Dorofeyev and I don't know who the other guy is.
Smith, was it?
Riley Smith. They don't like. They just come off a loss. They're on a back-to-back. Leafs got to be the better team tonight.
Totally.
Right?
A huge
They miss
game.
Willie.
They're
If
3
they had Willie,
points back.
they'd have won last game 60-0. But as soon as he left, it was over.
They're 3 points back the last
All
spot
right.
now.
Just like that. Close the chapter.
Well, I mean, it's going to get cracked back open on the Leafs line.
And the National Hour.
Yeah, and the National Hour.
Leaf line callers next when we return to Real Kyper and Bourne. Welcome back to the program. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. Game day tonight, Scotiabank Arena. Everything gets going on Sportsnet. 7 p.m. puck drop, 6:30 pregame.
From the YouTube chat, somebody's asking to show your Stanley Cup ring.
Oh, yeah, you're rocking that today.
I am.
Can we get a close up on that? I meant from Jake, not you.
So old now.
Oh yeah. There you go.
That's a sweet ring.
Look at that. Oh yeah. If you're listening,
Bling,
we're
bling,
showing off
bling,
this
bling, bling.
Stanley Cup ring.
So I'm going to the game tonight, but
I can't believe I'm actually.
I'll be
really
with
surprised.
some Mercedes-Benz people tonight.
Oh baby,
And
that's
they-
why he's got
What's
the ring.
up?
And they like to see it every once in a while.
Keep them happy, will you? We need them.
For sure.
Let's start with old friend Ben from St. John's, New Brunswick.
You know, the guy who called immediately after I proposed to my fiancée and called you guys instead of the majority of my family. Need to introduce myself with that reminder since I don't have a catchy name like Chuck Nelson. First of all, after hearing yesterday's guest, I have to thank you for the free counseling sessions during the first half of the Scary Leaf season. It was therapy. I feel like my health benefits from work should be paying for my Sportsnet Plus subscription. I have to address an issue here. What is all this nonsense about the Marner Bowl? This isn't the Marner Bowl. This is a Sammy versus Kyper Bowl. Sammy, a man of the people, unofficial president of Leafs Nation, calling out dry hair Marner for what he really is, and Kyper, who sounds like Marner's defense lawyer. Let's put a wager on the board, fellas. Leafs win tonight. Kyper wears a Matthews jersey on the show, one with a big, beautiful C on it. Vegas wins, and Sammy gets out the Vegas hat and hangs a Marner jersey on Monday's show. Regardless if they lose, my excuse is just the injuries anyways. Sammy is born and raised in Cape Breton, but now will live in New Brunswick. So congrats. Welcome to the club. With me, Ken Reed, Doug McLean. That's right. You're now an honorary Maritimer. I officially sworn you in.
Yes.
Doug bailed on you today, but I won't. I'll drive this show right off the rails myself. Sammy, enjoy your stress smokes tonight. And Kyper, I'm not mad at your Marner takes. I'm just very, very disappointed.
Ben, love you still, even though you don't like my
It's a fabulous
my
call.
side.
I don't own my Vegas hat anymore. I threw it on the street, and then
Ben,
I don't have a
our budget's a little tight. If you can mail us a Marner jersey by Monday,
Yeah.
Here's what
happy
we'll
to
do.
put it
how
up.
About, how about like a turtleneck bet or something?
Hey, how much money do you think turtleneck bet?
I just want to wear a turtleneck on TV. And at least you're
how
going
much
to lose.
money do you think Marner's got on the board tonight? Real question.
Great question. A lot.
I think
could be a team dinner, which could run you $10,000.
I was going to say I think the high end's $5 or $10,000, but it's probably $5. Probably $5.
That's a lot. Let's go to Johnny from Parts Unknown. Johnny from Parts
Hey,
Unknown.
Sammy, Kyper, Bourne. We need some more information on what the hell happened to Craig Berube, because that is not what happens in a normal gym accident. Like, was he doing 4 sets of 6 of slamming his head off the desk after that Red Wings game? Or, Sammy, I saw your tweet. Was it Kyper? Could it have been Kyper? We need to confirm that, do some investigative work. Also, guys, wanted to call because you've probably seen the news that Anthony Stolarz is starting tonight for the Maple Leafs against Marner and the Golden Knights. Are we sure about that? Do you remember who started the game when JT went back to play on Long Island for the first time? It was Garrett Sparks, and it was an absolute barn burner. Are we sure we want to play the guy in Anthony Stolarz who hasn't played in 75 days and has barely practiced, didn't even play with the Marlies? I'm just not so sure. I think you go Wool tonight. What do you think? Thanks, guys. Love the show.
Johnny,
you sure about
Parts
that?
Unknown.
It's a great call, Johnny.
It's a really good
guy
call.
from Slapshot, that Johnny. So is he like on the treadmill while doing weights and fell on the treadmill?
Can I just put this into context here? The man had 3,000 penalty minutes. He's fought some of the toughest guys, excluding me.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not in that bunch. And his face never. looked like that once.
Not even close.
Not even close. Probert. Kosher. Domi.
Twist.
Like
Rob Ray. Some of the meanest, toughest guys in the history of hockey. And today he looks like that.
Until you fill in the vacuum of information on this, people are going to fill it the way they did with Jay Leno falling down a hill.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember when Jay Leno's face was just brutalized?
Fell down a hill.
And he fell down.
Meat grinder.
Yeah. Like, we need answers.
Somebody said he was juggling doorbells. It's not funny. Like, he could have, like, that is
It's
close.
funny now.
It's funny now.
It was very close to not being funny from the looks of that.
Oh, my God.
Do you think playing Stolarz to parts unknown caller there, maybe that he made the decision after he hit his head?
Do you think the injury happened and then the decision to start?
He forgot everything between now and November 11th. He's like, he's going in.
Yeah, he's fine. The boys say he can go. That's actually very funny.
Let's go to, I don't know. I forget all these. Let's go to Josh in Kitchener.
I just have a question, or I just want to know what you guys feel about how we compare the Leafs season to the Oilers season specifically. It seems like whenever media is covering the Oilers, I don't know if they just get the benefit of the doubt because they've been to the Cup final 2 years in a row. But, when you look at it from a standings perspective, the Leafs are right, like they're a point back with 2 games in hand. And everybody talks about the Oilers as if they're a second-place team, which they are, and the Leafs are on the outside looking in, which they are. But at the end of the day, it just comes down to where they play, Mickey Mouse West or, contender-driven East. And I don't know, I want your thoughts on why are we giving so much praise to the Oilers and not enough love to the Leafs? Are we being too hard on the Leafs? Let me know what you think.
I think Josh nailed it on the benefit of the doubt.
Leafs have a higher winning percentage than the Oilers this year.
Yeah. Oilers, they lose
lots.
I think they've lost a lot recently, too. If I'm not mistaken, they're on a pretty bad stretch here.
And the one similar aspect, I think,
just 8 of their last 17.
When they get critiqued is the blue line issues, too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is the defense good enough in Edmonton?
Yeah.
And I believe that, until Morgan becomes Morgan again, the similar issues defensively.
But it's crazy that, it's kind of like that. The Oilers have figured out. Don't even worry about them. Every time they do badly, it's not like they're bad or they're struggling. It's like, they'll be all right.
I really love this caller. You don't know why. Kathy from Riverview. Kathy from Riverview.
Your show, love your opinion, and sometimes I think Kyper just needs to shut up and listen to you. But that's just me. Honestly, I get it. Marner's going to get booed tonight mercilessly. I really wish the fans wouldn't do that because I think that's only going to fuel him and all the Las Vegas Knights, and we need these points. Kyper's going to disagree with me. Justin might agree with me. I don't know. But he's going to get booed for how he left, not that he left. If he loved the Leafs so much as he said, we would have Rantanen today. We would have had Netches today. It wasn't always about the love for him. It was about the money. Sorry, guys. That's just what I think. Have a great day. Enjoy the show.
So
I need to go first on Kathy.
I want to move away from Kip on this.
Kathy, you're in La La Land. If you think that there was a better way for Marner to leave, the guy was going to get hammered no matter what.
And Kyper, who sounds like Marner's defense lawyer.
And Kathy, if you think for 1 second that you were close to getting Rantanen, you are also in La La Land. To go up to a guy with a no move and say, can you go to a place that you'd never dreamt of ever going in your life just so we can get Rantanen back, was never close. It was the biggest hope chip you'd ever play in your life. And he was never going to go to Carolina, and you were never going to get Rantanen.
What do you think? I think there's an interesting parallel here between Marner and Bo leaving. And what, like, the best case scenario for Marner and the Bo conference? Because I think if Bo had left without having this last playoff hurrah where they go to the World Series, I think there would have been a world where a lot of people would have booed. Mm-hmm. And I think he apparently was shown on the Jumbotron at the Leafs game and people booed, which I was surprised by. But like Marner just one singular big playoff run where they go to the final and the whole thing's changed. It just never bounced the right way.
You go ahead.
Yeah, the only way that you can leave and have people not be mad is if you telegraph your plans early and say, I'm not re-signing, a la Matthew Tkachuk, or you say, Quinn Hughes, I'll stick around if we're winning. And, those sort of things where people kind of know the deal. And I think so in that way, you're right, Kathy, that it's how you leave, not necessarily that you leave.
As far as the Bo thing,
Yeah.
okay, the big difference is that there's tremendous excitement still around the Jays.
Mm-hmm.
And in baseball, a big star can leave,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just stroking a check away from a big star coming back.
Okay.
And
Not a big
Marner
enough one,
leaves,
apparently.
and everybody knows you can't stroke a check to bring new stars in.
Yeah.
And that's part of the frustration tonight. I get that they're booing Marner tonight, but they're also booing a lot of other things, including past failures, including that you never replaced them.
Agree.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're first in the league right now.
They're going to take a lot of frustration out on this organization the past 10 years, but they'll take it out on Marner.
Yeah, they will. Be interesting. Emotionally charged evening at Scotiabank Arena. Watch it nationally on Sportsnet.
Do though.
We go national
Oh,
next.
my God.
We're on Kyper and Bourne Show. All right, let's kick it up a notch here on our National Hour. It's a real Kyper and Bourne show. We are live on Sportsnet. Sportsnet 650 in Vancouver, 960 in Calgary, streaming on Sportsnet Plus. Also available Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, where we love the chats. We love the thumbs up. We love the support.
Many thanks.
Am I getting any love on that thing ever?
So much.
Always, Kyper.
No.
No,
We're good.
You do your whole thing.
This hour of Real Kyper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. In a few minutes, we'll welcome in ex-pro Mark Borowiecki.
Yeah,
good job, man.
I've butchered that thing throughout his whole career. And
got
today, when he comes on our show as, of course, a National Hockey Leaguer, over 450 games in Ottawa and Nashville, now pro development coach for the Nashville Predators. I'm giving him all the credit for Stamkos's
Last night.
comeback year, which is off the charts.
I got to tell you, when the year started, there were people going, I told you it was over. I knew this wouldn't work. And now all he does is shoot it in the net.
Also, text, right? We're going to do some text.
590-590, send us texts. I know the Marner thing is a national story today because it's going to be on Sportsnet nationally. It's a big one with him returning. So we'll take some of those texts. We'll take texts from other parts of the country. Just a little bit of Leafs news. They sent Hildeby to the Marlies. And activated.
What a strange day. I don't know if people out there in
Stores.
the National Hour saw the Leafs head coach's head.
You want to bring it up?
You'll see it tonight on the bench. He had an accident in the gym. You can see it on TV here, where it's the shape of an iron. I think maybe an old-timey cartoon happened, and he got whacked with an iron. That's my theory.
It does look very similar to, was it Marv in Home Alone when he got hit with the iron? That's the same shape. It's the same shape.
If those of you that didn't watch our first hour, I'm just shocked. A guy that has fought more times than probably 2 or 3 guys in the history of the game. I don't know, 3,000 penalty minutes, close to it.
Yeah.
Never had a face that looked like that.
And to
now
be clear,
he's 60 years old.
I'm
And
laughing
he got in fight with a barbell.
because he's fine. That's what we think. He said it happened at the gym. I'm laughing because he's fine. They zipped him up.
Yeah.
But I also need to point this out again in the National Hour for people that the same day this happened, Kip showed up with 8 stitches in his chin and a fat lip. Now, maybe that means nothing. But I do know that they know each other and that they don't always like what we say about the team on the show. It's possible they had a conversation they're not talking about in some back alley. What was the old meeting in a barn in Lake Placid or whatever?
Oh, yeah. Ninth green at 9.
I think these guys had one of those.
Oh, my God. It's great.
All right, let's welcome him in.
Oh, nice.
Mark, how are you, my friend?
Hey, I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
Listen, you realize you're in Doug McLean's slot right now. He bailed on us for a golf day, but I'm not saying you got to drive our show into the ditch like he does every week, but you're under a little bit of pressure. I'm not talking, is it Mitch Marner pressure? I'm not sure tonight, but it's pressure.
I actually took it pretty seriously. I put my teeth in for the first time around. So that should show you that I'm trying to live up to the shoes that I got to fill here for Mac.
Well, we had a conversation with Doug last week, and it sounds like you were listening to it. Well, I'll let you explain, but you introduced me to a fact I didn't know about Doug McLean, so maybe you can pass that on to our listeners.
Yeah, I'm up in Ottawa. I had just come across a picture of Doug. We were going down to my son's first hockey tournament in a town about an hour south of Ottawa. And I said to you, the kids were chill. They were awesome in the car. My wife was like, hey, why don't we throw on a podcast instead of music just to kind of keep everything zen and everyone zen? And I said, would you mind if I throw on your guys' show? I listen to you guys when I'm on the road traveling for work. And I said to you, Barney, being as awesome as she is, she agreed. And I said, I've got a good one teed up with Doug McLean. I enjoy listening to him. Always good for a laugh and entertaining. Sure enough, we threw it on. She liked it. She's like, man, this was awesome. Go through the 3 U7 games, come into the lobby in the little community rink in Brockville, Ontario. And she's like, Mark, come on over here. I want you to see something. I kind of saunter over and she points to the wall. And we've got some friends from Brockville who were in the Sports Hall of Fame. They were Randy Sexton, serial leader, and I saw them, and I was like, yeah, cool. And she goes, no, look. She goes, it's Doug McLean, the guy from the show. And sure enough, just like pure happenstance, pure coincidence, there's the Mac on the wall there in Brockville, Ontario. So I was like, I should probably flip that to you guys. Yeah.
Are you sure he's in it, or he just hung it up himself?
Maybe he just paid so much money they just threw him on there anyway. So who knows? But
Small world.
Well, you are off to a great start, my friend. Again, thanks for joining us. And now, just your life now as a member of the Nashville Predators, and of course as a development coach, it's got to be great at least seeing the turnaround here in such a short period of time. What do you look at as being the biggest influence of going from a team that looked like they were just ready to sell off anything that wasn't nailed to now contending for a playoff spot?
I'll probably use all the cheesy hockey cliches you guys were hoping I wouldn't use when I came on here, but I think you can look at last night's game as a little bit of a microcosm of kind of where we're at. We hang around, we find a way to stay competitive through 40. In the last 60, you give some highly skilled players a chance to execute, and that's exactly what they do. I think we've kind of had that mentality in Nashville, certainly since I've been here as a player and on this side of the game. You try to find ways to stay competitive and be around and be in the mix. And there's kind of two ways to look at it selfishly from a development standpoint. You always want young players to have roles and be playing and getting big minutes, but at the same time, to have them, exposed in whatever capacity to a winning environment or a competitive environment or, a situation where we're aspiring to win. I do think that is very important, kind of in a player's growth and in their development path.
It's crazy to see that the Preds now 1 point out of a playoff spot in the West, considering early on how it felt like things were going. So you've taken on this role in development, and I wonder has that changed how you look at the game at all, or were you always someone that when you were playing, you were worried about the finer details?
I've got a bit of a unique gig, probably not the traditional development role you think of in terms of going around with amateur prospects. I'm kind of boots on the ground a little bit with the team in Nashville, boots on the ground with the team in Milwaukee, and floating around kind of wherever they need me. So I've had, some interesting perspective. You guys know, like when you retire, your relationship to the game changes, sometimes in a positive way or a negative way. I think for me, it's been in a positive way. You kind of fall in love with the game again. I feel that pretty deeply. I've had a chance to be on the ice a bunch. And, I really do look at the game through a bit of a different lens here now. Kind of wondering where there's points in my career where you lose the joy of the game a little bit because it's such a grind. You're a role player in the league. The league can be relentless. The game can be relentless. It comes at you in waves. And to kind of step back and realize, man, I love hockey so much. What I would give now to have a coach shoot me out in a video session to stick a laser pointer on me and ask what I was doing out there. You kind of rekindle that fondness for the game for sure.
You're watching and listening to Mark Borowiecki. I'm so proud of myself.
Now.
That was pretty close. Yeah,
hey, I'm so proud of myself because I butchered your name like throughout your whole career, and now you're out of the game, and I've got it down pat. But my saving grace is I'm not the only one that's beaten that thing up over the years.
You know what? I got to be honest. I'm actually a little nervous here. I'm Ottawa born and raised. I've been indoctrinated from a young age to have a pretty healthy skepticism of Toronto sports media. So I feel like I'm voluntarily kind of walking into the Lions den here. So I'm trying to be on my best behavior.
Last night, okay, as you mentioned, never give up and finding ways to get points. But this was against an Ottawa Senator team. You're living in Ottawa right now, and I know as a member of the Nashville Predators, there's certain things that you can say and can't say, but just the overall effect that the Senators had in your career and what they're going through right now. I mean, can you kind of just tell us a little bit about being a member of Nashville, yet feeling the vibe of being in a market like Ottawa?
Yeah, for sure. It's an interesting, kind of an interesting situation to look at. Like I'll say, I think I might have said to Bourne, my 5-year-old son, I think he represents me a little bit. He's torn on who to cheer for sometimes,
Yeah.
Obviously Preds are my go-to, but just the stop I had in Ottawa at the time I spent there, some special people there who I still know, and I still follow the team closely. It's natural in this market. I think you see in Nashville, we're right there. We're chomping at the bit. We're hungry, and I think in Ottawa, you're kind of hanging on and trying to find some life. And and trying to find a way to rally and regroup a little bit. Two different vibes for sure. Some great young players in that team. I'm such a huge fan of Jake Sanderson, as a former defenseman. Trying to appreciate a D-man's game. He's the cream of the crop for me, watching guys like Stutzel grow their game and evolve. Lots to cheer for there. It's just, I think a matter right now, can they kind of grab something, reset themselves, refocus in that room, and kind of find some traction here.
Or you played such a physical game and committed to all the details and all the little stuff that, allowed you to have the career you have. I wonder if you look at the NHL today and think it's different from the league that you broke into. We were talking the other day just about the defensemen. Like 10 teams have a defenseman that is a one-man breakout. It just, some of the talent of these guys, it just seems to be changing at such a rapid pace.
Yeah, I think when I was in the league, I was that generation where I think, the idea of puck possession defenseman was just kind of coming onto the scene, right? We were getting rid of kind of the ground and pound guys, and maybe, what I was doing, and kind of shifting these guys who could break pucks out, be a part of the rush, layer in, create some offensive looks. And I think now, you look at every D-corps across the league, you've got one, probably two guys who can do that. Having said that, I'm kind of a believer that hockey's cyclical, the league is cyclical. We're going to swing again a little bit here, where you got to backfill with guys who've got some backbone to them too. And I'm not taking away anything from those top end talent guys. Certainly those guys have backbone too, but you need some guys who can dig in, who can take some pride in zone one defense and kind of find that nice mix. So
for those of watching and listening here, as we say, pro development coach, what does that mean? What is a day-to-day for you? Are you focusing more on defense because that's the position you played? Do you focus on more guys that are stay at home? I mean, give us an idea of what a day is like for you.
Yeah, certainly the title is a little vague sometimes. I think the role has kind of morphed and evolved over the course of 3 years. Year one, I was 2 weeks in with the team every month. You're just kind of filling in the cracks where coaches feel like they need some help. So I was in Nashville for 2 weeks. They might punt a couple guys to me as an extra resource. Get eyes and ears on them, just kind of form a relationship, talk to them, see what they need, convey some expectations from our side. The second year I was bouncing in and out of Milwaukee, our American League team, a little more, doing the same sort of thing. And this year it's actually evolved, I think, even more now, where I've actually been pretty heavily involved in kind of our return to play protocol for injured players. And I think selfishly for me, it's kind of this naturally a little more intimate setting where you've got this opportunity to have a few extra touch points on guys. You're on the ice in kind of this one-on-one setting. Maybe there's a strength coach, maybe there's an AT who hangs behind, or an athletic therapist who hangs behind for medical. But you've got a chance to kind of dig in with guys and really kind of get down to the nitty-gritty of their game and what they need and what they're looking for and get them back on track. And I think we've done a good job kind of standardizing our return to play, and I've been able to double dip a little bit from a development side.
We've had two shows in a row where we've talked a little bit about guys with like mental health. We talked to Allmark the other day. Yesterday we had Dr. Sinclair on to talk about it. When you do return to play stuff, is that ever an element that you guys see where guys are working on that part, trying to get their heads back right into things before they come back and play?
Yeah, 100%. And I've been through that person. I think that was part of the reason. I think, there was some appeal, I think, for Nashville to bring me on board. I remember just absolutely grinding, through concussions and trying to figure out what was actually a symptom and what was just the rat's nest up top, kind of sorting through it, right? I'm sure you guys have been there too. It's pretty common, but again, I think that opportunity in that kind of intimate return to play setting, one-on-one, like you can get into these hard conversations. And I'm a big believer, and it's all about how you frame it in your mind. Like, getting injured sucks. I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it, but it is an opportunity. It's still an opportunity to have elite high-end conditioning. That's a big thing that I pound on. I really harp on it for guys. It's conditioning is confidence. And here's a chance for you over this next 1, 2, 3 week stretch to be in the best shape of your life, to get back in the lineup. Maybe you're a 9-minute a night guy, but if the coach needs you to play 19 that night, you know that you're so supremely prepared for that, hey, you're back in. So I think there's an opportunity to kind of maybe change, the mindset and mentality for guys in this setting. So I think it's worked out well.
I look at the pendulum on a lot of things in return to play, from my era to yours to where we are today. As a management team, how much of a change have you seen over, yes, we understand, to, come on, kid, it's a long way from the heart?
Yeah, I think you got to with this generation of players kind of land right in the middle. I think you're doing them a disservice if you're not pushing them. Just call a spade a spade. We don't need to, we don't need to coddle guys and keep them bubble wrapped. Let's take some pride in being athletes and pushing ourselves and having elite conditioning. I mean, I miss that, Kyper. I'm sure you do. Like that opportunity to kind of look in the mirror and be like, hey, I'm a bit of an apex predator here. Let's take some pride in that. Let's put in the work so that we can puff our chests out and know that, hey, like I'm at the top of my game. I'm prepared. I think you need to push guys, but at the same time, this next generation of players, you've got to be mindful of kind of, building relationships, knowing, that they need to feel that trust and that idea that you have their best interests in mind. And I think when you've established that kind of foundation and framework of having that relationship of mutual trust, that's when you can push guys because they know that it's coming from a good place.
So, in talking about guys getting back into the game, you guys got a guy there who's played, just so many of them. Roman Josi hit 1,000. This guy is a special athlete that maybe is one of the league's underappreciated players. Like if he's in Toronto, I don't know, he's held up there among the all-time great players. It just feels like 1,000 games in Nashville is maybe an underrated story for a career there.
100%. What did he play last? I think it was over 29 minutes, right? As a 35-year-old defenseman playing in his 1,000th game.
Yeah.
All situations, he's out there for the vast majority of a 2-minute power play. He's penalty killing at times. He's playing some hard matchups. I think the thing that struck me about Roman when I came to Nashville as a player, it was during COVID. We're in these small group settings, 8 guys on the ice. And I was like, man, this guy does every rep during the, whatever it was, 4 months of practice we had to feel like it was never ending. He does every rep at full speed. And I think you see it on the ice, the way he moves out there. And on top of that, he's just an easy guy to root for because he's a great dude. He's a good family man, a good husband, a good father, just an easy guy to be around.
Mark, one more, just touching on return to play or the reps that you speak of. As a management team, do you guys look at the inability to have back-to-back practices, or if the guys are getting enough time to do therapy before they're thrust into a must-win game in November and December? Does it feel differently as you watch it on the management side than when you played? How it's starting to feel like baseball where they just play every day?
Yeah, it's different for sure. Usually, Kyper, I know for me too, was you go through your 2 weeks, you're grinding, you're on the ice one-on-one with the coach. He's out there with a coffee and a stopwatch, putting you on the line. And then, hey, I'm up to speed. I've graduated. I can survive that skate. Now I'm going to get out there with the guys in practice and get my timing back. It feels like we don't have that opportunity. You're kind of catching the move and train a little bit. I think that's where we kind of put our heads together collectively with strength and conditioning, with myself on the dev side with our athletic therapists and management. And it's like, how do we get these guys up to speed, knowing that the opportunity for team practices is so slim? Usually it's just going to be a game day skate where you're out there kind of ticky-tacky getting your touches in. So, we kind of try to standardize it a little bit in that respect. What are some drills that we know we've had a positive outcome? Maybe creating a bit more of a game-like situation, as much as we can in that setting. And then bang, can we get a, positive, repeatable outcome for that? And it's not an exact science. I think that's, part of it. You got to have some humility and know that you don't have all the answers. But like you said, the environment's changed. You can't just expect to have a week of practice to get up to speed and get your touches and timing, and you got to kind of hit the ground running a little bit.
Mark, awesome stuff. Let me ask you, what are you doing every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern for the rest of the year?
I mean, Mac's pretty well connected. I'm not sure I want to cross that bridge and I'll have someone coming after me or whatever. But I enjoy listening to him, and I'm really appreciative of you guys having me on. I said I always like talking shop here, so hopefully a little smarter than I look. And you guys,
you know what? You speak very well. You're very good on it.
It's unfortunate because Mark still has reason to keep his bridges intact, and Doug just burns them all as he goes.
That's what makes it entertaining.
It does.
So,
all the best moving forward, pal. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks, Boro.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
That is Mark Borowiecki.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, all right.
What a guy.
Yeah.
Ooh,
He's awesome.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Warrior.
By the way, when he says stuff like, you remind these guys that, you're an apex predator, it kind of makes you feel like you want to get out there and run through a wall.
Love
like,
that.
Let me
go? Speak of Nashville for a little bit. Of course, Borby's team.
Yep.
Boro. Yep.
Okay. When did Stamkos now put himself into the 40-goal
time machine? Just absolute time
right?
machine.
And what has that done for Nashville in terms of if it's still a trade chip, Where's
worth
it?
now?
It's gone from can you pick up 50% of the contract to no, you want him? You may think about taking the whole thing because you're getting a 40-goal scorer, and if you don't take him, go out around the league and go find a 40-goal scorer.
Yeah,
and
how
then
many
come
of
back,
those are for sale?
And then come back to me.
But to be honest now, Kip, like I wonder his point about like getting these guys in games that matter. They're a point out of playoffs, and some of the teams ahead of him kind of stink.
Yeah.
Like, is there value in just hanging on? He's got more years in his deal, getting playoffs.
I love that Stamkos is having this. I mean, he's got 24 touchdowns. He had 27 all year last year. And there was a point.
He's got 4 more years after this. So you can hang on to him and see if he can have another good year next year.
Yeah. Yep.
I think there's, I don't know, how many teams? 6, 8, 10 that, like, even if you made it, am I getting out of the first round, the second round? Do I have an opportunity to ditch the $8 million for something younger down the road with prospects?
Let me correct myself. I was looking at Philip Forsberg. He only has 2 more years. Steven Stamkos.
Okay.
My apologies.
Yeah,
Yes, this year
said
8
4?
plus 2. Yes.
He signed a 4-year deal.
Yes, that's right. This year plus 2.
So
All good, bud.
those are tough decisions for Barry Trotz right now.
That's a
do I get
valuable
out
contract.
while the going's good?
Yeah.
Or do I hang on? If we make the playoffs, is it a conference final kind of team we have right now?
Could you add?
Oh, gosh. I'd be so nervous for them to add.
Well, this is the thing. It's like, you hear in some of these markets that aren't, your big markets that playoffs have value and, more gates and more whatever, that stuff has value. But long term, there's no doubt it probably makes more sense to get rid of that contract while it's at its peak value.
So Nashville, we'd put Nashville in the same feel as Pittsburgh right now, where you're just holding on to the last, you're squeezing the last out of Ryan O'Reilly, and you're squeezing the last out of Stamkos, and you're Marchessault.
I mean, I don't know if you're squeezing the last out of Ryan O'Reilly. I think he's close to a point a game right now. I think he's having a great year.
Philip Forsberg's still a stud. Yossi's still kind of doing it.
When I say you're squeezing the last
he's
out,
got 50 points in 50 games this year. Ryan O'Reilly.
So if they retool, can I retool and still have Ryan O'Reilly where he is today?
I think you're Nashville.
When I'm competing.
I'll retool you.
I think you're Nashville, and you got to keep butts in the seats, and you're within shouting distance, and you have good players who are playing well, and you just got to keep winning and make
This is a
playoffs.
vicious cycle.
I know. This is how you end up finishing 18th a whole bunch of years in a row, or 14th to 18th.
Yeah.
You should probably
What did you guys
think bigger picture.
You good on Nashville? What'd you make of Tristan last night? Tristan Jarry. Tough one.
Well, they gave up 32 breakaways and a high tip from Sid that was pure art. According to the two of you before the game, it was like the most beautiful thing you've ever seen.
It truly is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
A crossbody chop, get your foot out of the way.
He's
It's
had a few
gorgeous.
of those.
High
I've
tips.
never seen him get that much mustard on a redirect.
Yeah.
Like
I said,
you know
it's
how
like
strong you have to be to forehand redirect that puck from that far out.
Scotty
and not-
Scheffler footwork.
It is.
Clear
It's-
the hips.
It's a thing of beauty.
Yeah, that's
I've never seen it redirect from that far out and get that much on it.
Yeah. I mean, Jari, you don't expect a pass going at that angle to end up here. The Mantha one, I couldn't believe I tweeted about it. I couldn't believe he put it 5-hole. It was just an insult to injury on that one.
I don't know what Evan Bouchard's doing on that. Like, he's kind of there with him.
Well, he's up in the rush, but look, Ekholm's got an impossible situation.
No. This is okay. The first goal, was it the first goal?
I'm telling you, this is the Mantha one. I don't know which one this was in the order of.
Yeah, this is
the second goal.
The second goal.
The third one's the Sid slap chop.
Yeah, so it was
Vince slap shot.
It was the
Another
first
guy?
one where I'm like,
He's in jail.
it's still an issue, right?
Something happened with his tongue.
Bouchard.
All of it.
It's
all
never
of it.
going to change. No one. Can you name a defenseman who is prone to errors that in their 30s stopped being that? Like Erik Karlsson still has the moments, right? Like it's kind of part of the deal. If you're awesome and you got that in your game, you got that in your game. Otherwise, he doesn't make 10; he makes 14.
Like Connor, pointless in 2 games now. It's like that's a big deal.
They lose.
Oh yeah.
If he doesn't get points, they lose. That's just kind of how it goes.
Yeah.
Like they have to have points from him.
He just generally gets points.
Does he?
all
Is
the
he?
time.
Every game, in
Yeah.
fact.
I just watch every night, 25 minutes a night.
It's too much.
I think they're not going to leave much left of him.
How about this? Are you ready for NHL load management? Would you be okay?
No.
Totally healthy Connor doesn't have to play for a night because they just need him to
They're
have a take a break.
playing too many games.
Well, he's
So
playing.
and
you're,
next
so you're
year-
pro load management. You like Kawhi Leonard.
No, I like the NHL to
Less games.
less games. That's what I want.
How many do you want?
In Olympic year, at least do 70 games.
70. That's a
70.
massive chop. 12
How many?
games?
No, they're not. I
6 home games?
I think it's realistic to chop half a dozen. 75, 78.
Mhm.
12's too many.
Next year they're going to start earlier,
Oh, great.
which I don't know. I don't
Into
know if a week is going to matter much, but they're scared about going up against college basketball.
Not to be a cynic, Kip,
Is it basketball
but
or
they're
what?
also
or
adding
college
2 games.
football.
Okay, what season? The fall?
October.
Yeah,
the
college
fall.
football. Good.
Yeah.
That's when college football
College
and
football
NFL starts. And
And the NFL.
They're going to 84 games.
I know. It's
Too many games.
It's too much. It's too much.
I actually think the most insane decision that we've barely covered is to look at the NHL schedule and say, we got to get a couple more out of these guys.
You know what?
They're dying.
We need more teams and more games.
Yeah.
It's like, no, less and less.
Like, talk about hacking at the product.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. There's more mistakes when guys are tired,
Mm-hmm.
which leads to goals and excitement. And I don't know if the product is worse
a
for the
little
fans.
nervous for McDavid coming down this stretch and then having to be ready for the Olympics. And
Have you seen those biometric things you can get, like rings and stuff that like tell you when you're like near injury or near sickness? Like there's Aura rings,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I've seen-
ultrahuman
yeah.
stuff like that.
I don't get that.
Well, we're not here to debate that so much as like, I got to believe if these guys were wearing those things, they would be very close to over. The things would be saying, just stop. You need a break. Everything's about to fall apart. Take a knee.
you're going to die.
You can't keep doing this.
A dumbbell's going to fall on your head.
You're going to have a horrific gym incident.
Yes, very, very. and we've got proof.
Jake just asked me for our YouTube or for our audience on Sportsnet or whatever. Do we want to watch the Sidney Crosby tip?
Yes,
The answer
yes,
is
we
yes.
do.
Look at
Yes,
this, coming up in the zone.
Oh, my
Chop. Look,
God.
he lifts his right skate so it doesn't hit his own ankle. He knows the direction of the tip. Just to lift his leg out of the way.
That
Oh,
is,
that is so cheeky.
God, what a great jersey matchup that is. Holy smokes, those Penguins jerseys. How'd they ever go away from there? What a tip.
Are we going to be talking about Jari not being the best choice coming in for Skinner like all season? Or are we going to get
Who
a-
else could they
We're going
have
to
had?
get
Well, we're going to do we're going to do it because you and I hated it from the start. So we're definitely going to do it.
I think their Valley is going to tell us about the different goaltending environments. And I think the Oilers are a tough environment. It's like last night, it was just highway to the net.
That sounds very Valley-like, and you're probably right. Just quickly, on Sid, now up to 57 points in 50 games so far. There's 27 goals, 30 assists. I'm just really
27 goals.
I'm really thankful that, because it's the Olympic year and he's playing for Canada, he's the captain, that it's not captain emeritus. Like he's just
Totally.
he's got to.
I had a big fear of that.
He's unbelievable again.
Yes.
It's just another season of him being unbelievable. It's amazing how good he still is. It really is.
It is. People, some of the names that people think are just like the best player in the league. It's like,
Sid.
We got a referendum on Mitch Marner tonight. He needs 5 points tonight to catch Sid.
Sid, again. Sid. It's crazy.
Speaking of which, I know we beat it up and down and sideways. The Mitch Marner returned to Toronto.
Oh, we're going to do it again?
And it's a national game on Sportsnet.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you think the rest of the country cares?
Hate watch.
They're
Car
gonna hate
accident
watch?
television, buddy. They want to see Leafs fans in misery.
That's the thing. Everyone.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bars in Vancouver, if you're listening right now on 650, that are going to be salivating over a couple Marner points having the Leafs go down.
Tell you,
that
a
much.
couple boys in Long Island going to be tuning in
Oh,
too. with
yeah, they
just
can't
great
wait.
delights.
hate us because they ain't
I don't know if that's why it is.
But we can, there's a lot of Toronto fans that can turn around to Vancouver and say, hey, wouldn't you like to play a game where we actually could feel something?
Whoa. Kyper's turning on Vancouver
No,
here.
I'm just
They're
saying.
pretty rude out there. Careful.
I'm just saying.
I don't know what-
they,
Sure.
right?
I, for
Flames
one,
fans probably wouldn't hate it.
I adore our Vancouver listeners and would never say a bad thing about
No,
it.
I'm just putting things in perspective. That's all. Like, I think everybody can feel a certain way, but you got to check in your own backyard every once in a while and see how things are going.
I got to tell you, though, Leafs 5 points out of playoffs going into tonight's game. Three.
Yeah.
Looking at a playoff spot. If Marner hangs a couple on them and they lose tonight, there's going to be some happy viewers across the country.
Yeah. I'm worried. We should do game time before we go. It's game time presented by Bet365. Visit the app for latest odds and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. So yeah, the Leafs tonight hosting Vegas, like we said, on Sportsnet. I'm just quickly looking for points here. If you're a Leaf fan listening to this and you have a little bit of dread about tonight, there's an excellent way to do a bit of a happiness hedge, okay? So if you want to bet Marner to potentially have 3 points tonight, that's plus 600. If you want to bet Marner to have 2 points, it goes way down. It's plus 180. If you want to bet him to have 1 point, it's minus 270.
Minus 270. They're like, he's getting the point.
They're anticipating a point tonight. But I do like the number at plus 600. And if you really are worried about a big night, 4 points plus 1,400. So there's lots of ways to happiness hedge the fact that Marner could light up the Leafs tonight. As for the game line, the Toronto Maple Leafs are underdogs on home ice, plus 105 on the money line. Vegas coming in the second half of back-to-back, minus 125. They played in Boston last night. I don't know if you watched that game. I dozed through it, but then watched the highlights. The third period was not pretty for Boston. They almost blew that lead multiple times. A couple other good ones tonight on the ice. Out in Calgary, for our Calgary listeners, they're taking on the Washington Capitals, who just lost to the Vancouver Canucks. Yikes! They're playing the Flames. Caps, big favorites, minus 130 on home ice. Calgary plus 110 on the money line.
Do you see White Cloud's minutes in Calgary yet?
No.
They're like, he's Nick Lidstrom to us.
Really?
He played like 23 minutes or something.
Really?
Yeah, I played so many minutes.
That's got to probably be awesome. Be like, you know what? I know we're not as good, but I'm playing.
They could flip him for a first.
He's a good player.
When you're playing those minutes.
Also pretty well loved, it sounded like, in
Maybe.
Vegas.
Anyways, Rasmus Anderson making his debut tonight for the Vegas Golden Knights as well. That was game time presented by Bet365. Visit the app for latest odds and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly.
If I wanted to slander the Toronto Maple Leafs for some other market, I would point out that their second line is Michelli, Tavares, and a limping Matthew Nyes. Like, it's not awesome right now. When you don't have Willie, it's thin quick. That's your second line.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's all.
As bleak as you may think it is for the Leafs on that second line, how would you like to be the Ottawa Senators losing to Nashville last night after being up 3-0? I'm going to ask you guys after the break if they blew their season last night. Don't answer.
And text 590-590, 590-590. Text.
Not Leafs questions.
Not Leafs questions.
You heard the man. Back after these words.
From the
As a reminder, this hour of Real Kyper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, our very own Sammy McKee. Okay, so what's going on what's the latest on the Mitch Marner return?
Okay, before we get to what was just said to me, we were talking to Mark Borowiecki, right?
Yeah.
About the Brockville Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Our intrepid Jake Schultz dug up the picture he would have seen at the Brockville Hall of Fame.
Doug. You know,
looks better now.
Doug's got a better cut, better glasses. He's maybe a little trimmer now.
I love listening to you.
Doug's ages like a fine wine.
Oh my God! Look, we can't totally lose him on a Friday, even though he doesn't come on the show.
2 years as a junior in Brockville, and he's in the Hall of Fame. Pretty cool.
Okay,
is that real? Is that AI?
Okay, first of all, you never know. You never know.
I'm worried about potential AI.
So Dave McCarthy, who covers the Leafs for NHL.com, just tweeted a picture of a billboard of Shoeless Joe's downtown in Dundas Square there, whatever it's called now. Sakafa Square. So it says, "Hey, Mitch, don't choke." And I think he's just they're advising him about eating carefully at the restaurant is what they're, no?
I don't know. Well, first of all, just to your earlier point here, I hope Dave took that picture while driving on the highway.
One hand.
I hope it's his picture, and he just didn't randomly find it, because that's when you get in dangerous territory on the internet.
I'm looking at this. I'm zooming. I don't know. I think maybe AI.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like we're all going through it together. Everybody knows what's real and what's not.
Nothing's real.
Like just. Our young guy up there, Jake, who's young and smart, says, just look at some of the stuff around it.
Okay.
It looks very like...
We got to go to the youngs.
The young seems to think it's AI.
Okay.
But, I mean, Dave McCarthy,
I'm not telling you what I know. I'm just telling you what I've seen.
Or what you're hearing.
In this case, it's seen.
But it does lead towards the vibe that we're getting for tonight's game.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jake asked if we still want it up, but if it's potentially AI, we don't want it up. We don't want to be like my parents.
No, we're not putting it up. We're not putting it up.
No, we're good. Thank you.
Just looking again, last night was very unkind to Canadian teams, right? Montreal lost, Jets lost, Sens lost, Oilers lost.
But we're in trouble as a nation. We're in
I'm just. And the Ottawa
were a breath from 16.
The Ottawa Senators, as I mentioned before the break, blew a 3-0 lead. Their penalty kill is just horrific.
They don't get saves.
I really had the feeling last night that they lost their season last night.
I had the exact same feeling. You know, where it's just like you can't play around with points when you're in last chasing teams.
We got a text regarding this. Aiden texting here. You guys cut to break when you were talking about the Sens. Is it time to have the Brady talk yet?
You know, I hate this.
I don't.
But
Let's do it.
It also crossed my mind right after that might be their season. Oh, that could be Brady.
Did he talk about it on his podcast? I haven't noticed.
Is that the thing still?
I think there's some wondering if that podcast is doing him any good.
Probably isn't. I mean,
see, I hate this though. Like, we think they're losing games because he's talking to his brother on.
No. I don't think they're losing games because of it. Clearly, that would be the stupidest take to have. But I think that the perception of the captain of your team being willing to go and joke around with your brother on a podcast during a tumultuous
If he's
stretch.
serious, is it okay?
Yeah, sure. If he's like going on there and giving canned answers about how the season's over, sure. But I saw a clip of him talking about how focused on playing for the USA team they are and how much they can't wait to play for USA. And it's like, if I'm a Sens fan, I am pissed. I am burying him every day about this if I'm a Sens fan.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I agree with that or not, but it's legit.
It is.
And he wouldn't be the only one feeling that way. And because he knows that side of the fans, it brings up an interesting point. Again, if I'm management, like,
it's all just perception. It's stupid. It doesn't matter, but it's perception among.
It is perception.
PR.
Also, I think.
Boy, Mendez is having it. What a year.
Yeah,
the one thing.
The PR on on the Senators alone could be a major reason why this season derailed.
Yeah, or whatever's going on that's causing all that. They've had some weird stuff, but Brady had in the last 5 games, he's got 4 goals, 4 assists. He's putting it in the net right now.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that I'll just back that up is like his whole reputation as a guy who gives everything he's got.
Mm-hmm.
And playing with some injury with his hand. If you feel like you're not getting that part of him,
What does he have left on his contract?
This plus 2 more.
Oh, that's it?
2 more.
I thought it was
Okay. So
2 more at 8.2.
I wrote earlier this week for the Toronto Star my article.
Here we go.
Which put Connor,
Sammy.
which married Connor and Austin with 2 seasons left, but you could put Brady in that as well.
Brady, Connor, Austin, all coming up at the same time.
Yes. And where are they? Where's the teams at that point? And if the personal agendas match.
Is the implication like match with individually with their teams or with one another? Are you tying the players together in any way?
No.
Oh,
No, I'm
okay.
talking about the player and the respective club.
Okay.
And whether or not they're still aligned on where we're going and how do we get there and who am I surrounded with and am I comfortable with the goalie that I think is going to try to help me win a Stanley Cup, or is now the time to cut bait?
I think it's different with Edmonton and Toronto, who have spent so much in terms of assets to keep bringing guys in, bringing guys in. Ottawa still has 2 of their next 3 firsts, a few more picks. Do they feel like they have more room to play with? Like, I think there's room for them to improve, and they got some good young players.
They can't get a save.
They still feel like a team to me that if you're Brady, you're like, we can win here.
That's a valid point that they're still now entering their
upside.
The 2 of the 3 hurts me not saying 3 of 3 because remember they lost that one in the Donov first that they don't have.
Do you
this
think
year.
they need to do something right now to take a one last poke at saving this season?
It's that game last night's massive. Like that 2 points is massive. I guess, but you got to climb Florida, Toronto, Boston, maybe
Have you
Buffalo.
Look at their next 4 or 5 games. It ain't pretty either.
They have a tough schedule.
Right?
Yeah.
I think Vegas, Colorado.
Yeah, Hurricanes tomorrow, then Vegas, then Colorado, then New Jersey, then Pittsburgh, then Carolina.
Row.
Yeah.
Got a text here from Jeffrey in Medicine Hat, Alberta. After watching Zach Whitecloud play 2 games and bring a steadying force to the blue line, I'm torn on whether they should keep him or trade him leading up to the deadline. What do you guys think?
Now, his contract situation.
I think he's got 2 more
Oh,
years,
yeah.
like 275.
Yeah.
You're going to get a really good player for a good couple of years. Guy who's won a Stanley Cup, who plays a rugged type of game that people like.
Yeah.
Like
I say you flip him.
You do, eh?
I do.
Don't you feel like that, having that guy around your team helps everyone?
How old is he?
29. And he turns
Too old for the group that I want to focus on. I want to focus on 25 and younger if I'm Calgary.
because he could get a first for sure. Like if he's decent for them over the next
First and maybe a prospect.
not much. Eh?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
he's right.
Listen,
Because all of a sudden you're from move up to
right-handed
Anderson from
D.
multiple firsts.
He's right-handed. What, 6'2"?
Right-handed D.
Yeah.
Who hits.
6'2", 210 hits.
Can fight.
Yeah.
Ask Nyes about how hard he hits.
Right?
Yeah.
No, I
Like
like
it's about those windows now. That's what the cap does. It's windows.
I know. But you need hockey players. Do we think he's going to be no good at 34?
No, he'd be great. And if he's great in the room, it makes it that much harder because you want to surround these young kids with good veterans.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yep.
But I get your point. It'd be real nice to just turn that juice that Anderson return to something that looks really good.
2 firsts,
Yeah.
a top prospect. It's like that looks
2 firsts. Didn't they get a second
well,
as well?
Yeah. Which could, if they go to the final, which God,
Could also be a first.
Marner playing in the final.
That just eats you right up, eh?
Oh, you're damn right it does.
You're darn too.
Kipper, this is one for you. Junior hockey question. I love junior hockey questions.
I can't think that far back.
Thoughts on the old barn in Sudbury? Your great memories? Question mark.
Yeah.
It's coming to an end because they're the one that has
It is, eh? The wolf on the
wolf
string.
on the string with the big picture of the queen. They're
Yeah, loved it. Loved Northern Ontario. There's nothing better than junior hockey up there. Sault Ste. Marie, let's throw them in there.
You say there's nothing but junior hockey up there?
Nothing better.
Oh, better.
Nothing
No, I was looking
better.
for clarity.
Oh, no, there's drinking and there's other
Mystery
sports.
Alaska, I believe, labels some of the things you can do there.
Yeah.
You bowl.
Oh,
For
no,
the record,
curl,
I've lived in Alaska.
ice.
I know the drill.
Ice fish.
Yeah. All good things.
So, had some great memories. Tough place to go in. Usually sold out on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Fantastic. We had that little loop between North Bay, Sudbury, and the Sioux.
And I mean, I know you hate when I do this, but their jerseys, I think, are the best in the CHL. With the gray and the blue, it's just like
Sudbury? Aren't they the ones with the world's worst logo?
Didn't they have the blood?
Logo?
Didn't they have a little blood?
It's like the cartoon wolf with like a little bit of blood on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're
the blood
amazing.
was a
They're
nice
amazing.
touch.
I love it.
Today, you could never get through your HR department.
I could have donated a little bit of that blood off my 8 stitches yesterday.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, this is the logo. Okay.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's
Oh,
entertaining.
it's great for the
I like
kids.
It. It's great for the kids.
I've heard a ton of rumors about a potential Panarin trade. If so, where do you think Panarin goes, and what would the cost be? Detroit.
So he is a true expiring UFA. He is a point per game player, if I'm not mistaken, this year. Let's quickly confirm that.
Kane light it up?
56 points in fit. Yeah, Kane in Detroit's a nice one. Minnesota.
Second round to Florida.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Because that's where he wants to go, right? He's got a no
But
move.
you know what?
He's got a no move clause, and he's just like, oh, I want to go
that's
where no one
exactly
cares.
what's happening. He just went to Florida for a second.
Buddy, this is Brad Marchand squared.
And also, that should happen pre-Olympics because Florida needs to win or they're not going to make playoffs. If Florida gets it, bit my tongue, that sucked.
Oh, really?
If they get into playoffs, they got a chance, right? Like,
what is it with the mouth injuries on this show?
I'm not doing great either.
Buddy, it's Friday.
Yeah, we're hanging on.
So this is a weird question, so I'm going to read it anyway.
Okay.
Do you think the league should put the blue line a little bit, so it's not as easy to control play in the offensive zone for so long? Maybe 6 inches?
It's a terrible idea.
Who has ever watched hockey and thought that?
I wish they had the puck less in the O zone.
Has that ever come across either of your desks? Has anyone
I'd be
ever
more
asked
likely
you that
to
question?
approve that crazy rule where you cross the blue line and now you get to the red line as your offensive zone or something. Like no. What's to be gained?
It's Friday and my head hurts.
Yeah.
You got never come across the desk.
And I don't know.
Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about
Appreciate the text.
Hold on, I got more for you.
Well, is
Appreciate
it good?
it.
Because I want to ask him about
But-
stitches in his career and how many he's had.
What?
and-
Let it rip.
What do you got for stitches in general, career totals? What are we looking at?
300?
Yeah.
Well, I had a stick go right through my lip. And it was like
You actually do have a straight across scar. Yeah.
So I needed micro stitches.
Yeah.
And they just build it up.
The stitch in the
so
inside?
I don't know. I may have ended up with over 100 in just my lip alone.
How'd you get that one?
First rounder, Mike Weir of Quebec. I'm in Fredericton. He goes to shoot a slap shot behind the net to bring the puck out, and his follow through clipped my bottom lip, and now I have to go to the hospital so they can find a plastic surgeon or whatever their specialty guy is, and he puts one of those tools right through my lip, and then he starts calling people over, going, "Take a look at this." I'm like, what am I, an experiment here? What am I, like, is Kramer going to drop a mint in my mouth? Like, come on.
I told you, I played some summer hockey with probably your old teammate, Mike Ridley. I was behind the net.
Oh,
I
Rids.
passed him a puck in front of the net, and he one-timed it right back in my face. So I got a good dozen right under the eyeball, too.
Yeah.
He drove me to the hospital after. Nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
My eyeball one that cost me about 15, 20 stitches was because I was watching the scoreboard clock.
You're watching the play in the scoreboard in the reel?
Yes. And it's one of the few in Washington where, like,
on the bench?
On the bench.
Oh.
And I'm watching Peter Bondra do a big circle in the neutral zone, and then he shoots the puck, and I'm like, hey, that looks like it's heading right towards our bench. Boom! And I go down, and our benches are right beside each other, and we're playing the Montreal Canadiens, and there's Guy Carbonneau just laughing his ass off.
Having a good time, eh?
Do the Pens bring Gino back from Cape Breton?
I think
He's
Dubas
like
wants
crying to
move
come
on.
back all the
But
time.
it's
wants
just
to move
It's just over.
1 year?
It's just over.
Why is it over? Isn't he having a good year?
Sure.
Yeah.
But it's also 1 year that you take away a 22, 24-year-old kid who wants to take more responsibility and try to be more of a leader.
Oh, yeah. You definitely want a responsibility kid. 39 points in 35 games this year, plus 15. Definitely bring someone new in.
Bum.
Keep him! Gino!
I like that he's nasty. He's just
9 games on tonight. The big one, Vegas Golden Knights, Toronto Maple Leafs, 7 p.m. right across the board on Sportsnet. I'm going. Sammy, you going? Come on.
I gotta work again today.
Our thanks to Mark
Boo.
Borowiecki, who joined us in Doug McLean's spot and held it beautifully.
What a closing image.
Enjoy your weekend. Stay warm, everybody. Thanks for joining us.